everybody, Sam Birch here. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these episodes, and it's been kind of hard because I've been debating on what I want to do for an episode. What more can I say? This episode is something I feel like should be discussed, and I should discuss it. Back in the 90s, we had a really bad rush of what we call turning anything that was an adult aged cartoon character and taking them back a few years and making them kids or babies. And today's episode is a pup named Scooby-Doo. Why am I reviewing this? Because I've wanted to. I had a few other episodes I'm going to do later on, and it takes a while for me to produce some of these because of the time consumed and getting everything in line and debating on which one I want to review. A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, wow, came back out in 1988, so I was a year before I was born, had 3 good seasons, it said, died off in 1991, and it's what you think it is. A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. It takes Scooby-Doo back to his puppy years, when I guess the gang and all them were still friends and hanging out. Yeah, pretty different for an episode, for our show, really. But what can I say? Scooby-Doo has actually been one of the series I loved watching as a kid. I actually prefer the old school style amongst other hardcore fans. I would definitely say that's something that we all have in common. Is it's how can I more or less say it's better. I'm sorry, it's just Scooby-Doo is one of those topics I don't want to like offend people, but I really hate a lot of these remakes, and it's like, okay, this is kind of annoying because a lot of them just suck. And really honestly now I feel kind of bad because watching it now as an adult, I'm kind of under the influence that Scooby-Doo has now become just one big cash cow. Scooby-Doo has had a lot of good straight-to-video movies, but some of them have been really bad. I think the best straight-to movie we've had was Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Best one. Other than that, everything else just sucks. I do not like the reboots that they try to do. I do not care for them. I hate them. I think they're stupid. I've never liked the reboots. I've seen all the reboots because I love Scooby-Doo. But like when I think, oh, this might be good, this might be different, this might be a lot better, it's not. And after getting done watching the Scooby-Doo and WrestleMania shit and the Cyber Chase one, I cut it off. It was too hard to bear to even watch something like that. But that's not the topic today. Today's topic is about Pup Named Scooby-Doo. So let's get back on the topic. Pup Named Scooby-Doo. What can I say? It's like I said before, it's one of those take the old version and make them younger and make them kids. So in this episode I'm watching Scooby-Doo, dude, to be more precise, to get a better view of what I feel like. I remember this episode too because it's got the headless skateboarder. And all the time he's just sitting there like, dude, get off my beach, dude. And it's like, oh my god, that is his catchphrase throughout the whole entire movie. And he's on a skateboard, so it's not the headless horseman, it's the headless skateboarder. And he has a pumpkin. Why a pumpkin? If he's on a beach, why not a coconut or a pineapple? A conch shell? But no, it's gotta be a pumpkin because they gotta really let you know that this is trying to be like the Headless Horseman, but a Scooby-Doo, well, a pup named Scooby-Doo version. Oh my god, I can't really say much more. It's just like watching the episode again, I'm kind of frustrated how cheap they got. And if you watch a lot of it, his skin changes color. The first time you meet him, he's green, but now he has a pale skin color. This is also one of the episodes I also noticed that, he has more of red herring, and red herring is Fred's rival for something. It's kind of crazy to figure it out how they thought these concepts of cartoons were good. And it's not bad for say, but it's kind of annoying at the same time. I don't really care for I don't like shows that do the whole turn adults into kids again. It's stupid. Because they never do it right. They just establish it as, oh yeah, they're friends, but they're younger. But never make a pre-episode where it shows it. And they don't. I searched for episode 1 of a Pup Named Scooby-Doo and I couldn't find it. But from what I've been told and people told me is, yeah, they never establish how the gang meets. Except for that one live action movie that really sucks, but we're not going to talk about it. Yeah, one thing that makes me kind of feel a little biased towards these kind of shows is I don't really care for the concept of turning the adult version of a cartoon into, I mean, not like when I say adult version, I mean like the adults, they're like, you know, because in the original Scooby-Doo, they're older, but now they're younger in this one. I don't really care for the concept. I always hated the concept of doing that stuff. It just seems like a cheap way to make another show. You take something you already have, just make them younger and repeat the same process they do, because that's what they do in these shows. They just solve crimes, but except for they're teenagers. It's not bad. A lot of the character development is still the same, except for I noticed that Fred seems to be kind of the all-natural blonde, if you know what I mean. And it's kind of like, okay, that's interesting, that's different, but it's still the same show. It doesn't matter how old you make. I mean, why don't they make Scooby-Doo seniors? You know, Scooby-Doo, an old dog. Everyone else is like 80 and stuff, and they're still solving crimes, you know. Crime of the Tapioca Monster or something stupid like that. But that's one thing I hate about it. And I know it's like, people would probably argue, it's like, well, this is targeted as for kids, and it's like, I know that, and it's not a bad show all in all. I mean, like, Pup Named Scooby-Doo, in my opinion, isn't bad, but I just don't really care for the concept of when they take a show like this and then say, oh yeah, let's make them teenagers again, or, you know, make them younger, you know, same cast and crew, but make them younger. Pup Named Scooby-Doo is a great show. I still love it. It's just, as an adult, I can definitely say I'm kind of annoyed by the cheap milking of a already existing show, you know. And that's how it always been. We've had Tom and Jerry Kids, Baby Looney Tunes, the Flintstone Kids, Pup Named Scooby-Doo. I mean, there are a lot of shows that have went through what I call the de-aging process. And all in all, some are good and some are bad. But I'm just saying, what makes me feel like that Pup Named Scooby-Doo really fails, like where it fails at, is just, it's the same thing, except for they're younger. And it's just different, you know, different little concepts, you know. And I can't really say how much effort can be put into it, because it seems kind of boring and bland and quick to made. And it should have so much more than just the simple basics. That's what I'm trying to say most of, is how I feel about the show. My honest opinion about it's not bad. It's not a bad show, but when you watch it as an adult and kind of think about it, it's like, wow, this was kind of cheap that they did this to us, you know? And there's some shows I wish, like Scooby-Doo, could have had like a second generation. And what I mean by that is, why not have, instead of a Pup Named Scooby-Doo, how about, you know, the kids of the gang or something, you know, the kids of the Mystery Mobile or something. I don't know, something weird like where everybody's older, they have kids, and now their kids are taking on the concept of solving mysteries as friends. And you could totally change it up, you know. And it could have been a good idea, but, you know, I'm not the one who makes these decisions. I can't really say this show doesn't teach any morals or basis. It's a basic cartoon. It's just there to entertain. And that's where I feel like I can't go into much detail saying if this is bad or not, because it is simply just sitting there saying, we are here to keep your kids busy while you get stuff done around the house. That's what this cartoon's all about. And it's not very clever. I've seen a lot of mystery shows. I've seen a lot of crime-solving shows. And no offense, but you know what the weird part is? The original Scooby-Doo, when it comes to mysteries, actually was pretty good. But with this one, you can kind of tell who the main bad guy is. But what more can I really say? This show's not bad and it's not good, but it is okay still today. I feel like it still holds up to the standards I like. But I want to say is, have a nice day and enjoy, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And for my final verdict, I would say A Pup Named Scooby-Doo is an okay show. Not the greatest. I don't care about the concept, about making them younger. Didn't really care for the idea. I mean, watching it as a kid, I know I probably loved the hell out of this show because it was more Scooby-Doo. But in the long run, it's an alright show. It's just alright. But if you're an adult like me and you're watching it, you know where the cheesiness goes, knowing that Scooby-Doo is kind of now just this milk cash cow, okay? And that's all I really have to say. So this is episode 2 of Did I Really Watch This as a Kid? And have a nice day. And if you have any ideas that you would like to share of a show that you watched as a kid, hit me up. Let me know. I'll totally give it a look and I'll express my feelings about it. And have a nice day.
Dude.